Welcome to the Eggheads DFS, Friday, December 29th, NBA Draftkings Breakdown. I am Dan Walker. We've got Chris with me again. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Good. Yeah, it's another good night. Things went as I thought they would, so that was nice. Ed Davis, who I didn't really want to play, but got me Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum, who came through. So Davis ended up, I think, 3 or 5 times value or something like that. So it didn't kill me. Well, it was actually nice. He was really low owned. I was already cashing going into that late game because it didn't have a lot of ownership. I don't think maybe some McCollum.
Question.
Yeah, exactly. But everything Davis did, I think he got a lot of rebounds. But like everything he did, I was creeping up like single entry GPPs and cash just getting further and further. But yeah, it was a good night.
It was a good night.
I know we both did pretty well. So, and you crushed in hockey again. So,
Yeah, I'm a hockey guru now, apparently. So
yeah, tearing it up. So, let's jump into today. 9 games, I believe it is.
Yep.
Got some really good games. If you wanted to sit around and watch some basketball games, we got some really good games tonight. I really like this Houston-Washington game. Unfortunately, just doing lineup construction and stuff, I don't know if I'm going to have a huge piece of it.
Yeah.
Just because there's some other good plays, but we'll see. I mean, it's 2:30 Eastern time, so there's still 4.5 hours of madness that could happen. So, so I've got kind of I've got 8 guys pulled up here that probably going to play. These are all, I guess you could say, cash plays for me. Some are dependent on a couple things happening, but I like all these guys on this side. The real debate for me is Westbrook Harden. If Chris Paul doesn't play, it gets a little more interesting. But with no PG tonight, like Westbrook, man, I mean, I was looking it up earlier. His usage is already high with Paul George in the line, but his usage is like 49% or something. Yeah. So, and I like that game too. Should be a pretty good game. I hope Milwaukee can stay in it, and the second unit scares me a little bit. OKC's second unit could really do some damage to them, but I have Westbrook right now. Like I said, if Paul doesn't play, I'll think about it a little bit more. But Harden's on a back-to-back, so right now it's Westbrook for me. Pretty easy.
Harden played a lot of minutes last night too. I know he's used to that, but he seemed like he crept almost into the 40-minute mark. So I'm going to go with Westbrook personally tonight for cash. He's my favorite point guard, obviously, with Paul George being out. Like you said, his usage gets a huge bump. So I'm all over Westbrook today, and I'm totally fine with fading Harden, in cash for Westbrook.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting with the ownership of those two because I think it might be pretty close, but I would think Westbrook, is a little bit higher owned just because of no PG.
I mean, they're literally.
But it's also Harden too. I almost kind of hope that Chris Paul plays because that'll just make my decision so much easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then other guys, I'll just run through these 8. Give a little, I mean, Jordan Clarkson, his price is up, but I mean he's going to play 35 minutes. The game should be close. I always like the Clippers-Lakers games at Staples, but he's my boy, so I'm a little biased to him, but he's been getting 42, 34 the last 2 he's started and played without Lonzo.
Yeah.
So I mean, 33 would be value, and I think he's going to be popular. So I think you just go there.
Yeah, he'll be popular tonight. He's got a great, a good floor for his price, a really high ceiling. Good usage rate. Projected for nearly 35 minutes tonight. $6,400.
Yep.
Pretty obvious play for tonight.
Yeah, and Yeah, I mean the guy right below him, another obvious play. I love fading Lance Stevenson in tournaments. By the way, 5,600. I mean, even if he was like 5K, I probably wouldn't. But his price went up. I think his price went up, went $1,300, but he dropped 46 last game. It's a good matchup with the Bulls. They play Bulls play a lot faster now with Dunn starting, which is nice. So Lance is going to be kind of in the middle of everything again. So yeah, another no-brainer in my opinion. But
I like him, and actually if I was going to play him in GPPs, I would probably pair him with Miles Turner tonight.
Yeah,
they have a great correlation, the highest on the team, I believe, together.
Yeah, nice.
So together. If I was going to use Lance, he seems like an obvious play. He's probably going to be one of the highest owned guys on the slate tonight. Yeah. And I know you said before, last time he played against Dallas, he sort of smashed, value, and he was right around except that means 30% of the people had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be on that side of things. If you know a guy can, literally get you a double-double pretty easy like he did. So, I like him tonight. I don't think you can fade him in cash at all.
No,
you do.
No.
Side and,
Yep. I don't think so. There's some pretty easy lock button, people tonight. The guy below him here, Marquise Chris, we'll touch on him a little bit. Man, I hate this guy. But he always gets in foul trouble like every time I play him. So that's the only hesitation I really have for him. He's super talented. He's athletic as hell. But I mean, he's playing 29, 25, 26, 16 minutes. He probably fouled 3 fouls and then disappeared. But the last 2 are at least encouraging. And, Sacramento, they're going to need him if they're running, Cauley Stein, Randolph, Rufus maybe might see run. So, 3,600, I think he's a good play. He has a lot of upside at this price, but,
yeah, he does.
He's not a lock for me. I could see him falling down to the 10 or 11 if he gets in foul trouble and never coming back and playing 15 minutes. But I
like him.
Not a lot of value on this slate that I've seen. So
no, I like him. 3,600. He's exceeded value the last 2 games, like you said. His minutes, have increased the last 2 games, so hopefully that's trending in the right direction. Phoenix is one of those teams, though. You just never know, right? I mean,
oh man, yeah, they're they're ahead. They're a headache, man. They really are, and it's worth it. 3,600, like I said. So, I'll jump into Steven Adams. He's kind of your boy tonight. You brought him up. I'm never a huge Steven Adams fan, but he's very safe. So I do like that about Adams. Do you want to, I guess, touch a little bit on
Yeah, no. With the Paul George news being out, I'm sure his usage is going to go up a little bit. His minutes are relatively safe. He's in that mid-30s mark every single game. Even last game against the Raptors, his minutes were down and he still exceeded value. So that's encouraging. He seems like he can fall into a double-double pretty easy tonight. So I like him. I mean, I think he's going to be somewhat popular now with all the news with being out. His ownership is going to be, probably high as it's been. He goes up against Milwaukee, who we know are terrible on the inside.
Yeah.
Going for him. I mean, I like him tonight, and I think pairing him with Russ is great for cash, safe play, safe floor. He got pretty high.
Yeah, he does. I mean, like I said, I like that game. So, we'll see how I go because there's a couple guards below, in my list that I have that I'd really like to play. I'm going to have to make a tough decision and probably get rid of one of them. But yeah, I think he'll be popular, like you said, and Milwaukee's not great. Henson's
they're
been doing a little bit better, but it's kind of an easy play. I think he'll be probably the chalkiest center, I would think, as of right now with no news. So good price, good game. Probably the safest for his price.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I like that play. I think it'll be popular. So, and then I just want to jump into these last three real quick. These are kind of my cash mix pieces, but also maybe I'm not going to be able to play all these guys, right? So
Yeah.
I have to make some decisions, some rosters, and maybe some injuries will help me do that. But we were talking about Bradley Beal, man. Like this price in this game, it seems really cheap. I know he's been like 74, 78, 7K, but like
like prices came down. Since the last game, and he smashed value. The last two didn't really smash value, but he exceeded value the last two games. And his price down. So I think it's kind of like a no-brainer, right? At the 72 price. Point.
Yeah, even if I'm trying to think about this. So if Paul doesn't play, right?
Yeah.
He's basically just Harden guard Wall, I would guess.
Harden was,
and then maybe like Ariza gets Beal or Gordon. He'll get Gordon.
I think that Beal is going to get
Eric Gordon.
Porter. I could be wrong. But
yeah, you're right. Yeah, Beal should get Gordon. Yeah. Which I'm not. That's awesome. But the better news is like if Chris Paul plays, Beal's going to get Harden.
Yeah.
Which, dude, that could be fun to watch because James Harden didn't play defense. We know that. So really, it's kind of a good situation for him either way. If Paul plays, he's getting Harden. If Paul doesn't play, he's getting Eric Gordon. And he's in a great spot. I like the matchup. I like the game. 7,200. I think he gets 35 easily. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's 35 easily. It's funny is, it comes to cash. Cash games. Most important thing is minutes, right? Minutes and usage. If your guy's out there, more minutes. That's what you want for cash, obviously. So his minutes are really safe. Like I said before, he's right around the 35-minute mark. And he's exceeded the last two games. So yeah, he makes a ton of sense tonight.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, and then Lou Williams is $400 more. If Griffin plays, I probably play Lou, but I think he's a game time decision. Probably no way we get that.
He went through shoot around today, which means absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
In the NBA, as we know, they go through shoot around today, so that's encouraging if you're a Clippers fan, I guess. But yeah, no, that makes sense. But,
yeah. I don't want to. You know how I am about these guys, but revenge game. So, I like Lou Will. He's a scorer, obviously. But if I had to choose between Beal and Lou, I'd probably go Beal. I like that it's the later game. I always talk about the late game hammer. I like Lou being the late game. A little bit of revenge for the Lakers, so I get that narrative. But Lakers just can't stop shooting guards. So if Griffin doesn't play and we get that news, I'll probably go Lou. I'd love to play Beal and Lou. So we'll see what I can do with some rosters. Maybe a 3 to 4K guy. Another one opens up that makes sense that I can squeeze in somewhere. But I think it's Lou or Beal. I think that's where you decide to go with your other guard outside of like a Westy or Harden, and you pay 8K, 7 to 8K range. I think you go one of those guys, and I'm leaning Beal right now. But
I'm
I like the late game for Lou. I like the revenge factor a little bit. It's the same basket. So, he's played in the Staples Center for like 6 years or something. So, I like it. I don't think Griffin's going to play a lot. I wouldn't think. So, even if Griffin does play, Lou's still going to shoot a lot. But, safety wise, I like Beal better, but that's just me. And then the last guy I wanted to talk about was Larry Nance. So this is I'm only playing this dude if Kuzma's out, which I think Kuzma is questionable. So we'll see. But Nance should play 25 minutes, something like that. If he doesn't play, he had a good game last game when Kuzma left, I think, and Nance kind of came in and played really well. So I like Nance tonight. I think he's a good source of value. If even though I won't play him if Kuzma plays, he's probably still a pretty good GPP play if Kuzma plays, but the minutes just aren't there when Kuzma's playing. So I love Nance. I'll probably lock Nance in if we get Kuzma news that he's out.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get that before.
To be honest, no.
We won't.
We might. I mean, I think he's questionable. I don't know if he's a game time decision.
Yeah, no, he's questionable.
Yeah, so we could get that news. Yeah, and it's a quad, man. I don't know why he would play, but
yeah, right.
I guess Clippers, Lakers. It's a big game. There'll be a lot of celebrities there, so I get it. But no, yeah, I'll lock Nance in everywhere if Kuzma's out for sure. I won't even think about it.
I like that call.
Yeah, and then so that's kind of my core. I guess those 8 guys are kind of who I'm looking at right now. There's some other kind of like these are my ones, and then I've got like some 1As and 1Bs. So I mean, point guard wise, I really like Darren Collison as well. His usage is pretty high with Oladipo out, and Chicago, like I said, plays fast. Chris Dunn's not a very good defender. I mean, he was in college, man. I mean, he was like defensive player of the year at college, I think, in Providence. So I don't know. I just think you get to the NBA and defense is like, who cares? Yeah, he's a better defender. He's a better defender, but Collison's a veteran, man. So I could see him, getting some steals on Dunn. Dunn doesn't really protect the basketball as well. So I like Collison. He's kind of like my 1A, and then my 1B is George Hill. He wasn't very good.
Yeah,
the other night.
No.
But he played 38 minutes in that game, and it's Phoenix, man. So like Phoenix is the dream matchup. That's the best matchup you can get. So I do like George Hill, and I do like Darren Collison. If I had to choose, I'd probably go George Hill just to save a little bit of money. But one of them will probably be in my lineup. George Hill will probably be in my lineup tonight.
I got George Hill.
Phoenix matchup is hard. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. And then shooting guards, I'm not really into any of these shooting guards because every guard I have in here is shooting guard eligible. So, I've got Beal, Lou, Clarkson, shooting guard eligible, George Hill, shooting guard eligible. So I'm really, I'll have some Eric Gordon interest if Paul's out. But other than that, for cash, nobody I'm really looking at. DeRozan, I could see. He's pretty safe for about 40. Not a lot of, I could see that for cash probably. So, small forward, I'm really looking at Lance Stevenson, and thank God he's a small forward because the only other person I want to talk about, and I'll let you talk about him because he's your boy, but Hoodie Melton.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I think looking at sort of some projections, probably the second or third highest owned guy on the slate tonight. I mean, like you said before, his usage rate gets a huge bump with, PG off the court. He's only 6,100. I mean, and we talked about before how bad inside Milwaukee is. I mean, Melo can post up, man. He posted up years in New York.
He does. He does it a lot now too, because he's lazy, man. I mean, I you don't like to hear that, but he's a smart lazy though. So I'll give him that. But
I mean, I think at any time that he could get 7 or 8 rebounds in a game, it's going to be against Milwaukee tonight.
Yeah.
I think he's a good game. I mean, I don't know. I'm not opposed to going Westbrook, Melo, and Adams. I mean, for cash at all.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, I think actually that combo, because I mean, if you consider, say, Westy's 30-40%, and Adams is 20 to 30%, and Melo's 40%, 50%. they're probably all on the same team somewhere, right? So I don't like doing that in cash. I really don't like doing that, especially since they're all like 6K and then one of them's almost 12K.
Yeah, no,
if that game is a blowout or something, you're screwed. I mean, that's like 25,000. You know.
No, I guess the only thing I think of, if the game is a blowout, who's going to do the damage? Like Robertson? I mean, dude, he can't score. He couldn't throw the ball in the ocean.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get that, but I don't think all three.
No, I think that price tag for Russ, the blowout, Russ is probably not going to get the value. Like if it's a blowout. I mean, because he's probably not going to put it. I see him sort of keeping it. I mean, I think they can keep it close. Milwaukee, the last game they had a nice comeback win. They're riding a high. They're well coached.
Dude, they're a good team. They match up well with this team.
Yeah, they're lengthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and with Bledsoe, yeah. I mean,
if I had to rank them, I would personally rank them. I would go Westbrook, Melo. That's just me, though. I mean, just because Melo, you're relying on so much of a jump shot. I mean, versus we know what Russ does, and Adams obviously you get the blocks, the steals. Not the steals, sorry, one gets steals, I guess, but you get the points, the rebounds.
Yeah.
So that would kind of, in my personal order, how I would go.
Yeah, I'll put a roster together, later tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if I had all three. I think I was playing around earlier and I had all three, and then like George Hill and Nance to round out my lineup that I just had up. So, I mean, I think it's going to be popular. I think it'll be popular across the industry, like people that use. I think it'll be. I think that trio will be pretty popular. Yeah.
The only other guy. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just to say I like Melo. I mean, I hate him, but I mean I like him tonight just because PG's out.
Yeah. I'll play him. The only guy I really like that. If you don't want to go
Yeah, Joe Val, right? Yeah.
He gets, his minutes are not really consistent. But,
his minutes are always, this freaking guy, man. He comes out and he plays like 9-10 minutes in the first quarter, puts up like 15 DK points, and then never comes back. But yeah, we've talked about Atlanta and against bigs, and they're just, dude, like they're doing a lot better now. But without Dedmon, man, like they just go small all the time. I have a really big fear that Atlanta will just go small and Joe Val won't play a lot.
Yeah, not afraid of it. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd go there in cash, but
no, I wouldn't. You could, but I wouldn't follow you down that path. But
honestly, I wouldn't hate him.
I like that pick, for GPP, because if he for some reason plays 30 minutes like he did like a week ago or something, he could easily put up like 35 on this game.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. He's done, 43, 35. You just got to find the right day to do it. So, could be tonight. I like that play for GPP. There was one other person I wanted to touch on for GPP. I'm trying to remember why I liked him. I got to find who this is. Let me go through. I should have written this down, but I was playing around with lineups today, and I was like, this guy seems kind of interesting. Oh, we talked about him, but Dragic, yeah. We talked about him before the show a little bit. So Brooklyn's awful against centers, and they're awful against point guards. I would really love like a Dragic, like whether you go Olynyk or you go Bam or whoever, but I would really like if you were going to do a GPP like a Dragic and then just a center for the Heat. I think Whiteside's back, right? So, God, if he had no limits, man, 6,800, good lord.
Yeah, they got a good correlation. Dragic, I like Dragic. We talked about him sort of off the air today. Only $6. I mean, for a starting point guard against a team that's not so good, his salary's gone down. So this is the time. I think this is a cash and GPP play. Even though I'm not a big Dragic fan, but when you see a guy's salary go down, that's a perfect time to start playing this guy. I mean, in a good spot. Probably the best spot he's going to see. In a long time. So he hasn't exceeded value in the last 5 games. So honestly, it's probably a great GPP play night.
Yeah, I think you could do it in cash too. To be honest with you,
no one's going to be on him. And I mean, when he's not getting a value, he's barely. And he's playing under 30 minutes. So for some reason today, he can get above that 30-minute mark. Yeah, he's going to get past 60. His price is down to
yeah,
good in all formats.
Yeah, I was just pulling up, Nets are third worst the last 5 against point guards, and I believe they're one of the worst against centers. Yeah, they're dead last. So, whether you go if Whiteside for some reason, if they come out and they say, yeah, he's going to play 25 minutes tonight, man, I'll go there. 6,800 against Brooklyn. Are you kidding me?
No, I don't.
I'll play him. Yeah, absolutely. He put up what did he do last game? He put up almost 19 in 18 minutes. So
obviously,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. If he plays, because they said they were going to increase his workload. I don't know how much they're going to do that, but maybe they'll tell us. But
he can grab 10 rebounds in a quarter. For the first quarter, the whole thing. If they ran him, he could easily get 10 rebounds in a quarter. I've used him times last year, and But I'm all over Dragic tonight, dude. I think he's in a great spot for both. I mean, but yeah, he's a good player. Other than that, man, it's pretty much everyone's on my radar right now. I mean, obviously things can change as the NBA, so news and all that fun stuff can happen. But I think you got a great core, a great kind of team to work with, and
yeah, we'll see what else comes out because it's the NBA and it's Friday, so going into the weekend, some of these guys might not want to play tonight, so we'll stay updated. But I mean, I kind of rattled through. For me, Clarkson, Stevenson, Beal, Nance, Chris, Adams, Melo, Westy, Harden, even. Those are kind of my guys I'm looking at. The value is going to come from, Marquise Chris, Larry Nance if Kuzma's out. We didn't talk about him, but Tyler Zeller is interesting. He's like, I don't know, 3,600 or something like that, maybe cheaper. He's starting. I know it's Miami, but if Whiteside's limited, he's not going to Whiteside the whole game. So, that could be eligible. So, if you need some value, like if I was doing a lineup and I had everybody I wanted on my team, and I had, I don't know, 3,600 or 3,400 left, I'd play Zeller, probably.
Yeah.
But I think there's better ways to go tonight. I think you pay Westy or Harden, play a couple, 7 to 8K guys, play Clarkson, Stevenson, Chris, Nance, and I think you just go. It's one of those nights, man. I opened the slate this morning and I haven't budged really off like any of the guys. Melo is going to be interesting. I'm going to see what I can do with that because I think he is going to be popular. But I'll have to see how the roster construction goes. I would love it if I put it together and he doesn't make it, but
yeah, it's hard.
No offense.
To do. I mean, with the usage and it's not so good on the inside, so I like him. So.
Yeah. Any other comments or anything else you want to mention?
No, man, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think we covered a good, guys. So
yeah,
I think it's always like, I mean, pretty basic to get your core, and I don't think.
The core tonight seems a little easier than last night was actually pretty nice too. I think the 5 we had did really well. So it's kind of my group. I think it's pretty. A couple of them are obvious, like it has been every night. man. The NBA season is we're getting into the trend in the pace NBA season where you play the couple 2 to 3 obvious guys that open up, and then you lock in a couple studs and just go. I mean,
I think it's a pretty basic slate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I was thinking about going pretty heavy tonight, but we'll see how. But yeah, I like it. I like where it's at. I like the slate. Cool. Yeah, I think we'll do well again tonight. So yeah, yeah, I don't have anything other than that. So thanks for jumping on. And yeah, good luck tonight if you play. So all right, talk to you later.
All right,
yeah, thanks.